News and views, issues and opportunities. We'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business.
Many people look forward to Christmas for the gifts they're about to receive. But for others, it's also a chance to give back. Some enterprises celebrate their milestones and successes by helping individuals and communities in need in the spirit of the season. Because for these companies, it's not just about profit, but also making a difference, especially this Yuletide season. The vision of socially responsible businesses in our C-Suite vision.
Many companies view Christmas as a time to give back and share their blessings from the past year. Let's now have an exchange with Sebastian Quiniones of the League of Corporate Foundations. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. How important is it to give back to our kababayans, especially during the Christmas holidays?
Well, Rico, thank you so much for having me. Yes, well, in the League of Corporate Foundations, corporate social responsibility really is our continuing commitment to be a responsible member of society. We have to behave ethically, we're contributing to economic development, and we really want to improve the quality of life of our workforce, the community, and the environment. So definitely, this is something that we are wanting to do not only on Christmas time, but all the time.
Absolutely. All year round, we have to give back. How exactly do corporate foundations help their parent companies give back?
Well, parent companies are there for the business side, but they have to also show that we are good neighbors. And by doing that, we have many activities that are strategically positioned to ensure that we can show our good neighbor face to the communities. Again, there's also legal requirements that we have to follow. So all of those legal requirements, being a good neighbor, ensuring that we have a strategic look in supporting not only the communities that we're in, but the whole nation. That's something that we as corporate foundations assist our business.
And what are the usual activities performed by corporate foundations?
Well, the League of Corporate Foundations has been mandated by the government to have a corporate social responsibility week in July. It's held every first week of July. So that's one area where we are there to uplift and upgrade whatever we are doing to the wider communities around us, to the different foundations who are not yet members. So that's one. The other one is, of course, all of the other activities all around the Philippines where our foundations are located. They have to make sure that we coordinate with the local government offices in those areas, with national government agencies that are there also. So ensure that all of those things are done collaboratively and collectively together.
And this collaborative partnership, is this in cash or in kind?
Combination actually of both. Sometimes we provide training to ensure that they can have the know-how to be able to handle financial impacts or financial items. Normally, we also provide as corporate foundations cash incentives or even grants for them to be able to actually try out all of the things that they have learned. There is a gap though, obviously, because we can only do it at a particular point. We therefore work with our banks, microfinance institutions and the like for them to be able to then grow into companies and money-making activities which will make them all sustainable. And so yes, it's a combination of know-how and monetary contributions.
And how do corporate foundations, Mr. Quiniones, choose your beneficiaries to support? Do they apply or do you look out for them?
Again, also both. For each of our foundations, we have areas where we are in those particular areas. So we work with the local communities to see who can really benefit the most from the activities of our foundations in those areas. Sometimes also we open our, open up and say, ask around and say, yes, who else can volunteer? Because it takes those two things, being told where we should focus on, and those also which come to us for where they already have ideas and they need funding and expertise to be able to go on. So it's a combination of both, Rico.
So it's basically it's a two-way street. Now, both beneficiaries and corporate foundations really have to help each other. But in the long run, how do corporate foundations sustain their operations? Because these also require resources, from funding to manpower. Does a company allot a percentage of their earnings into the capital expenditures for the full year?
Yes. There are a number of ways of where corporate foundations get their funding. One is, of course, from the companies themselves. Remember, the corporate foundations are investments to the future, and therefore, the companies provide that as an investment. We are also provided grants from other institutions. The Filipina Shell, for example, Filipina Shell Foundation has a grant from the Global Fund. You have for assistance in the malaria eradication and HIV. USAID also provides funding for various groups. So it's a combination of internally generated funds, which are provided as investment money, and also from grants externally, where they provide that funding for the great programs that the corporate foundations have.
Thank you, sir, for this corporate goodwill exchange. Sebastian Quiniones of the League of Corporate Foundations. Here now are the week's top business stories. The National Economic and Development Authority Board has approved the extension of lower tariffs on pork, corn, and rice until the end of 2024. The Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewage System Regulatory Office has approved the rate hike requests of Maynilad and Manila Water for next year. And the central bank has kept the cost of borrowing steady at 6.5% in its last meeting for 2023. And coming up on the exchange, where your business is our business. How are beneficiaries of social responsibility projects reaping the benefits this holiday season? The founder of Gawad Kalinga and Paraiso Village Farm joins us next. And how significant is corporate social responsibility for companies? We speak to a PR expert right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.